Merry Christmas, everybody. S Novim Godom. This is me. I am the man that makes the motion comic movies, the Russian comic book geek. And this is me answering your questions. This is from Height the Great, an OG. An OG of the channel that was with me from the very beginning. I love this man. You once teased the face reveal, and I had to remind you that you had already released this photo of you being strong as hell. Yes, the photo of me lifting a fridge, because that is what I do for a living. I am a removalist, and I lift fridges and couches and boxes all day and get paid a pittance by Ukrainians. Yes, I am half Russian, half Serbian, and I live and I work with nothing but Ukrainians. I am surrounded by the enemy, but soon we'll all be Russian. This one is from Arnold, Arrenald. Merry Christmas to you too, kid. Thank you for your amazing motion comic content. I also wanted to recommend 2 other comics you could possibly adapt and release. DC's Final Crisis by Grant Morrison and Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Well, let's just say DC's Final Crisis is one of my favorite stories, and so is Kingdom Come. But for me is that I'd love to adapt Final Crisis one day. I actually was planning to do that, but it's just there's so many with works like that. There's just such a bloated cast that needs to be considered, and graphic audio has so many just fantastic hour-long adaptations of all these amazing stories for you on YouTube. Graphic audio, you can't buy them, but they're all for free on YouTube. Check them out. MJ Mendoza 222. Merry Christmas. Thank you for making this awesome motion comics. You really helped me feel better. You are ever gonna continue doing a Moon Knight 2016 run? Sorry, bad English. 26. Everyone, like my friend Demiguy, just keeps saying, I miss your Moon Knight content. I miss it. Why don't you make more Moon Knight? Everyone's just begging me for Moon Knight, and I'm like, I will do more Moon Knight in the future, but it's just like I'm focusing on doing one thing at a time, because I'm 31 now and I don't have the time to just focus, spew out like 100 different little videos with that much. What the fuck was that? I don't have enough time to basically work on a bunch of different projects at the same time. I have a full-time job and a life and family and all that. So I mainly focus on adapting one big story at a time, and little videos that I make don't get any real views, to be honest. So that's why, like, if I'm going to adapt a Moon Knight thing, it's going to be like a 2-hour, an hour and a half, like, motion comic movie. Yeah. Torrance I can't read. Torrance Apson 3584. Love all your work. Just wondering when you will get the rest of when you'll be finished with the rest of the Killmonger story. I don't know if I ever will. That's the main reason why I'm mainly focusing on doing one big story at a time, because when I was working on Killmonger, I was working on like 3 other projects at the same time, and they just kind of fall out of, like, sometimes like the voice actor doesn't get me the line, and I just lose interest, and I just keep putting it off until 2 years pass. So maybe never, but maybe you will someday. I don't know. Like short videos, they only peter out at 1,000 and stop growing. So I don't know. And I used some Black Panther music that got copyrighted, so I won't be making, like, I love doing this stuff. I really genuinely do, but at a certain point I gotta make this financially viable for me. Keep being awesome, brother. Thank you, I will. This is from Fred Business 209. Thank you, bro. Merry Christmas, bro. Your content is fire. From Lexi Rodener 9661. Thanks, bro. Kevin Rickenberg 7851. Merry Christmas. Thank you for your great content. Thank you, bro. Have you ever thought of making this into a business? The way you do it is the best I've seen. Comics deserve to be experienced this way. Do you ever do Foley work for them? I'm interested in starting a business surrounding your work. Have you tried this already? You do this so well, and with no copyright infringement strikes on your channel. Please reach out. I want to hear about your process. Basically, the reason I don't get copy struck for the actual stories that I adapt is that I change the art and I basically adapt all the audio myself. I use non-copyrighted music, and for the sound effects, I just download a bunch of sound effects from YouTube. Like I use shady MP3 converter sites I just search up sound effect I need on YouTube. I download that sound and a few other sounds, and basically I do a Frankenstein edit of a bunch of different sounds until I get what I think sounds good. So sometimes it takes me like 2-3 hours to work on like fucking 5 minutes of runtime, because I'm a perfectionist. The thing is, I've thought about starting a studio and having a whole bunch of people work on this with me, but for me, this is not a job. This is fun. I do this for my own enjoyment, and if I make it into work, I mean, it won't be fun anymore. It'd be a job. And this is how I, relax. I make this stuff because it makes me happy. And having YouTube be, a viable means of supporting myself is just, I like my job that I have already. It's grueling, intense physical labor, but it keeps me sane. And this is just fun. Fuck. Phone flew out of my hand. I hope that answers your questions. Are the voice actors you use people you know personally, or do you have somewhere you go to find them? I've noticed some returning voice actors in some of the videos and wasn't sure. Also, any chances of doing some Spawn comics in the future, like more than a single issue or anything? Great videos, by the way. Thanks for putting this stuff out there for someone like me who may have never gotten around to reading any of these stories before. From from Bristle Bright 9518. I have all these voice actors I've made relationships with over, like, I've built up a roster of some really genuinely amazing voice actors, and I'm incredibly proud to have the opportunity to work with. I've been doing this for a few years now, nearly half a decade, and the majority of the people I find, either I found on Casting Call Club or just on YouTube. And people post their demo reels on YouTube. I leave them a comment or I send them an email saying, "Hey, you're really good. Do you want to do something? You'd be good for this role or that role." Sometimes people get back to me. Sometimes people don't. Like it's just, you just find a good mixture of people with amazing range and who want to act and be part of something bigger, and you build up a professional relationship, and eventually it grows into a reliable source of casting. That's why you have so many directors, really famous directors, work with the same types of people in each movie. What's his name? Foot fetish guy. Tarantino and what's his name? Black man that says motherfucker a lot. Robert Downey. No, not Robert Downey. You know what I'm talking about. Like, different directors have the ability, you know, what the fuck am I talking about? You find good actors, you work well with them, you want to use them for different projects. That's basically it. I'm still a bit hungover. It's Christmas Day, and I'm just chilling. Anyway, happy holidays, mate. This is from Sting6PH. Happy holidays, mate. Where do you get your sound effects? Are they public domain, royalty free, paid? Great content as always, mate. Stay strong, literally. I basically, the way I avoid copyright is that I base them. The main sources of copyright inconvenience for me is not from the stories, but from sound design and from music. The only time I get popped for any kind of copyright shit is from sound effects, and that's why every single sound effect I do, I spend like 2 hours on trying to edit it together to make it sound different. Like sound effect, I basically think of it like like, you know, those old punk magazines where people kind of make collages out of different other magazines. That's pretty much what I do with sound. I just kind of intersplice different sound effects together to make something sound completely different than what it actually is. Not for just copyright reasons, just because it sounds better in my head. But yeah, I hope that explains it. Night American. I never tried voice acting, but I would love to take a crack at it. Any advice for opportunities would be amazing. Yeah, man, you can find my email address in the bio of this YouTube channel. Send me a demo reel, and I'll see what I can do. No guarantees. If your mic sucks, I can't, like, this is basically me doing this from the seat of my pants, you know, if that makes any sense. This is just, if you're good, and if you have a great range and a good mic, fuck yeah, I'll use you for something. But no guarantees. Abswava8403, the legend himself. Love you, man. Keep up the great work. Happy holidays. Thank you, bro. Same to you. In Reserve Productions, where do you source the panels? Where do you source the panels from? Is it all digital purchases, or do you have to download from pirate sites too? I'm thinking of doing my own motion comic, but the story I want to adapt has never been printed and it's hard to track down. Yeah, I find HD prints online, and I changed I basically go into Paint and I cut out every single panel individually, and yeah. My main strengths are in sound editing. That's why my visual editing is very basic, because it's just this is fun for me. This is not a job. This is all fan productions. Drunk Monkey 3196. Just want to say Merry Christmas to you, my favorite channel. Thanks, bro. Same to you. What do you consider your best work? My next best work. What do you consider your best work? From Cool Tunes 2005. What do you consider your best work? I don't know, man. Whatever is my next, project is my best work, because it's just like you can't really, like, I like to go back and go, yeah, this came out really, yep. Let's get it. All right, bro. Ooh, I'm back. We got lit with my brother. Okay. You ever consider doing Frank Castle, aka The Punisher? Funny enough, a fellow comic dub aficionado has been doing some Frank Castle Punisher Max adaptations on his channel. I actually did some voice work for him, and I did some sound design for the first issue of The Punisher, The Slavers, which is fucked up. Like, that story arc is just hell. It's heartbreaking. It's all based on true events. It's fucked up. Happy Hanukkah, our late Mark would say. Yeah, they killed Mark Spector. Fuck Fucking, oh, I'm sad, but they'll bring him back. It's comic books. What can you do? Where do you get your background music and sound effects from? Wait. The last one was from, the Punisher comment was from Slay CR8 ZY1234. And the Happy Hanukkah is from Arc Troops Road, which is another OG. And Teddy Gamer Review, where do you get your background music and sound effects from? YouTube. YouTube has all the sound effects and copyright-free music you need. Like, everything you need is right at your fingertips. You just gotta put the effort in to find it and to fix it around, edit it around, and everything you need, anything and everything you could possibly need is on the internet to make new things. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. Noir 214. Will you ever do motion comic or either Kingdom Come or Marvels? Marvels is interesting. Kingdom Come, not really. I like Kingdom Come well enough, but I like there are already some awesome adaptations of Kingdom Come from Graphic Audio and from other comic book channels. If I'm gonna it's interesting, but I like to do stuff that's, it's maybe not. I don't know. Another one from Height the Great, the OG, the real motherfucker. One of my very first subscribers, Height the Great. You're a real one, bro. You're a real one. Stay out of fucking trouble, you motherfucker. Stay out of trouble. Every fucking time I ask you to do shit, you're like, yeah, I'll do it, man. I'll do it. And then you get into some fucking shit. Fucking hell, man. You gotta keep out of trouble over there in Germany. Jesus Christ. Phil's Navadi. Homie, isn't it's summer over there? Do y'all still use decorations with snow in them? Yeah, man. I live in Australia, and it's it's fucking, ever since the fires, the weather has been fucking weird, dude. Like, beforehand, like, it's Christmas now, and usually it's just hot as a motherfucker. But now, ever since the fires, it's like rainy season, and it's like the whole fucking ecosystem has been flipped. When it should be hot, it's raining. You do get fucking hot days, but not as much as I remember before. Because ever since the fires, it's weird. When the whole continent catches fire, fucking the weather patterns get all fucked up. But yeah, we do like decorations and stuff. So you get people wearing Santa hats, and it's like fucking 50 degrees. So it's weird. The Copper 211. Will you ever do Hulk motion comic? Yeah, I want to do some Hulk stuff, like the recent run where he's like versus the Mother of Evil. It's really looks really cool. It's like kind of a 1970s horror comic, but with the Hulk. People have been begging me to do the Immortal Hulk, and it's just like, yeah, that's cool. Like that, I haven't read it, but I have all the volumes. I just have to sit down one of these days and read it. What made you decide to do this? This is from Mr. Griffey. What made you decide to do this? What inspired me was that I love comic books. When I was a kid, I first came to Australia. I couldn't speak any English, and my primary school teacher had a whole bookshelf filled with old comic books. Old comic books, man. And it's just like, ever since then, like, I love comic book. Bless me. Ever since I came to Australia as a little kid from Moscow, I couldn't speak any English when I first arrived. But my primary school teacher had a giant shelf full of comic books and old horror movie magazines and stuff like that. And it's just like, I may not have been able to read English, but like, I love the pictures. And the real genesis of this is like, those old books on tape when you were a little kid. If you're 90s babies, you understand. You have your Walkman, your little cassette tape filled with, like, when I was a kid in Moscow, I would listen to these cassette tapes in my Walkman that were like radio play adaptations of like famous stories and stuff with sound effects and different voice actors, and that was like the origin, the seed of this idea. And then I discovered graphic audio and the Marvel Knights motion comics, and it's just all that kind of congealed into this idea of the I've been like when I first got onto YouTube, everyone was doing reviews as they are doing now, and it's just like, what if you could just listen to the comic book? Like, you know, when you read a comic book, you hear all the voices in your head, and like you hear all the sound effects as a kid. You're like, oh wow, you're flipping through it, and it's like a whole world. Like, the movies don't even come close to the imagination of a child. And I'm like, what if you have that experience, but you just put your headphones on and you listen to the story? And I'm like, fuck, that's good. That's a good idea. And it just kind of grew from there. And slowly over time, I got better and better at what I did. And it's fun, man. The reason I do this stuff is that I like when I read comments with people saying like, bro, I fucking didn't read, like, I stopped reading comic books and your stuff got me back into it. And I'm like, this is like when I was a kid, this is what I hear in my head when I read a comic book or a manga. And I'm like, that's fucking beautiful, man. It's like, I want to bring that, like, it's simple joy that's hard to attain. You know, like when you're able to adapt something that is very dear to people's hearts into something that anyone can enjoy, it brings me a lot of happiness, you know. And it's just like, I love this. I love doing this. This is, you know, making motion comics genuinely brings me a lot of joy, you know. It's great. I love doing this. Let me see, I have another question. Okay. This is from the Masters of the this is another question from the Masters of the Mini Comics, at Master of the Mini Comics. Man, great job. How long did it take you to make this 1 hour long of this work? I'd love to know more about your process, as I do the same thing on my channel for He-Man comics. It's so niche that I don't get many views, but they sound cool. Do you do your own sound design and editing? Are the actors professional? What do you use for music and sound effects? Well, I hire my own actors. I edit everything to actor. Like, the thing is with this, I'm doing this on a net negative for my part. Like, I do make like $1,000 every month or so doing this stuff, but it's just like, for example, you have like I get to work with guys like Adam McLaughlin, who does Audible, and Graham Roth, and a whole bunch of different, like, genuinely professional voice actors. They just go above and beyond, and they are expensive. So for like, it's like $500, like, that's at a discount for like for example, what's his name? Like, for the Spider-Man one, that's like $500, or for Court of Owls, that's even more. And like I've known these guys for years, so it's like, just pay me whenever you can in parts, and I'm like, that's cool. But it's just like, it's $500 American, and I live in Australia, so $100 is like 50. So the exchange rate just makes everything that I do even more fucking expensive. So I do this at a net loss for myself, but I love doing this so much. This brings me so much joy to, like, that's why I heart and like favorite every single comment, because I literally go through every single comment and every single video, and I read it and I see it and I appreciate every single, like, you see it. I don't just go randomly click through fucking each comment, heart. I read every single fucking one, and it genuinely makes everything I do worthwhile. So I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You make this worthwhile. Thank you all. You know, it takes a goddamn long time. Sometimes I'm fucking tired from 12 hours of work lifting fucking fridges and shit. And you guys just make it worthwhile. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Anyway, a little what am I going to be doing for this year? I'm going to be doing Kraven's Last Hunt. I'm going to be playing Kraven. I'm going to be also adapting Batman Kings of Fear. I'm going to be finishing King Thor. What else? I'm going to be finishing Berserk. I got all the lines back, so now I can finish Berserk. That's going to be released as a motion comic movie. And a whole bunch of other cool shit. I'm thinking, I'm not sure, should I do Batman Hush or Batman Endgame to kind of keep in theme with the fucking whatchamacallit, with the with like the Snyder, the Scott Snyder Batman stuff I've been doing. Yeah, like I have had the opportunity to work with some amazing voice actors. Some of them do it for free, and I'm eternally grateful for it. Like Matt Schmidt, Altern Grace Media, he has an amazing YouTube channel. He did the entirety of Old Man Logan for me for free, and it's just like, his YouTube channel is amazing. If you like esoteric, like cosmic knowledge from ancient books, he adapts like old magic books and stuff, and like biblical scholarship, and like the Dead Sea Scrolls and like Buddhist teachings, and he basically turns all these old knowledge texts into like an auditory masterpiece. I've worked with him on some Conan adaptations also. His channel is absolutely amazing. It's great. Yeah, I just want to say thank you all. Merry Christmas. You guys are absolutely fucking amazing. Thank you for all your support, for all your views, for all your likes, for sharing my stuff. Like, Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. And God bless. And the Russian Comic Book Geek out. Have a good one.